Life is a series of beginnings and endings. Whether you're dealing with the loss of a loved one, a relationship, or simply moving into a new chapter of life, grief is a normal response to change and loss. Tracy Wasaba from the Winter Park Meditation and Mindfulness is joining me to discuss how mindfulness is an essential tool in the grieving and letting go process. Now, I think a lot of times we think of that term grief in that kind of one situation that it's the death of a loved one. But you're telling me that really grief is kind of an all-encompassing situation.
It is, Carol. Actually, grief is the body's natural response to the loss of something it once loved or was attached to. And that can come in a person, a place, a thing, or just anything that it was once attached to and kind of hung its hat on in a lot of ways.
Anything that was really important to you.
Absolutely.
And now, for whatever reason, whether it's within your control or not, that whole situation has changed.
That's right.
And now you're in a new place. And you're telling me about mindfulness as far as, dealing with the body's response, because I know if I'm upset about something, your stomach tightens up, you get a headache, your shoulders are tight. So there's all this physical component.
There absolutely is. And mindfulness at its core, again, is really about present moment awareness. So being with, the what's happening in your body during that time. But as far as being in the moment, it allows you to cry if you want to cry, yell if you want to yell. Journaling is another beautiful way, it's another mindfulness activity. And speaking of crying, by the way, it's been scientifically proven that tears of sadness actually contain cortisol.
Gosh.
Right. So when we're crying tears of sadness, we're actually releasing excess cortisol in the body, and it's part of the body's natural healing mechanism in so many ways.
Right. And earlier I mentioned this idea of letting go.
Yes.
But when you think of letting go, it doesn't mean you're forgetting what the situation had been.
Right.
But how do you explain that?
So in the letting go process, and again, that's where mindfulness kind of works hand in hand, because you're not really fully letting go of the situation altogether, because of course it's always going to be there in your mind. It was something that you held dear, but it's really more of a letting in of the new normal, and coming to the place of realization of what that new normal needs to be.
And I know what you do is really help folks with really providing techniques for them to have mindfulness and to get through their life.
Right.
And find this. So what type of techniques do you provide?
Even breathing, sitting down, connecting with your breath, breath and body awareness relaxation is such a beautiful tool where you can just literally just sit and take some long, slow, deep breaths and then allow your body to return to its natural rhythm and depth, and from head to toe relax your body. Also a loving kindness meditation. There's a lot that's talked about now with heart-centered breathing and really connecting to your heart. A lot of times when we're in a state of stress, our mind is in one place and our body's in another.
Oh my goodness, that's true.
It is. And unless we can get those back on the same page, it really makes it a lot more difficult to move through grief.
And to continue on with your life.
That's
and
right.
obviously we'll have all of the information, how folks can reach you if they are experiencing any type of situation for grief. Because Tracy, thank you so much for sharing how mindfulness can help people manage their grief. Thanks again.
You're welcome. Thank you.